Now to someone who has a lot in common with Joe. Geeta Sidhu Robb went from corporate lawyer to the founder of Nosh Detox. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
So tell me more about your background. How did your business come about?
So I was a corporate lawyer, and when I had my first child, he was really allergic to his vaccinations, and he ended up from this perfect little baby to spending around 200 days in hospital. And then I spent the next, and he had asthma, eczema, anaphylaxis. So he was, he had the asthma's incurable, the eczema's incurable, anaphylaxis incurable. And I was like, there must be something that I can do. I refuse to accept this. So I spent the next 7 years curing him. So we cured the asthma, we cured the eczema. And then when I ended up with 3 small children under the age of 7, and I had to pay the bills, this is what I knew how to do. I knew how to do this. And that's how I ended up setting up Nosh. My best friend came to stay, and I kept complaining about how poor I was. And so she was just like, look, can we stop talking about how poor you are and talk about how fat I am? And I was like, okay. And she's like, oh, I can't see my feet, and I've had these 2 children in 1.5 years, and it's terrible, and I'm fat. And I was like, oh, just do this. Just do this and this and this, and it will all be fine. So she rang me up 6 weeks later, and she went, oh my God, I've lost weight. Do this. People will give you money for this. And 6 weeks later, I set up Nosh Detox.
And so what's the difference with Nosh Detox than some of these other juicing companies?
There are many companies that do, in fact, we started in 2007, we set up this business in the United Kingdom, and so there was nothing that existed. And along the way, we have had a lot of competitors come, which is really good because it kind of opens up the space. So what we do is we do make juices, we do make food, but we also offer the emotional support that you need because we're all so busy and we lead such hard and heavy lives. So when you come in the door, we won't say, drink this juice and it will solve everything. We'll be like, okay, here's your plan. Here's how we can help you to feel amazing and to show up as a better version of you. I'm not really a huge fan of believing in aging and stress and slowing down. I think your body can and does regenerate itself all the time. And I think that we forget that because we wait for a pill to take care of it. And as Nosh, what we do is we provide a solution across the board. Can
you still maintain that sort of touch of luxury whilst having a healthy lifestyle?
I think in fact, I think the ultimate luxury is personalized healthcare. I honestly do, because when we look at we have an awful lot of celebrities on the database because about 20% of our clients are household names. And it's because they clearly cannot ever afford to be sick. If you can't afford to be sick, the ultimate luxury is your health. So we'll be like, okay, here's what you're eating, here's the IV drip, here's the problems you're going to have. We took one client and she did an IPO at the end of last year. And it was very difficult for her because, with Brexit and it's very troubled times. And it was literally holding her and holding the space for her to stay mentally and physically alert all the way through that process till she successfully finished IPOing.
It's fascinating. And
yeah.
And I must say, the vitamin drips these days are very much a part of just this great healthy, you're quite a fan, aren't you?
I'm a huge fan. It's one of the most intelligent things I've ever invented, honestly, because we do a lot of innovation in healthcare. But I have a drip every single week, and we do drips absolutely everywhere. We'll do them at festivals, we'll come to your home, we'll do them at a hen party at a hotel. How many times do you buy supplements and put them on a shelf, and then after about a week you're like, I am never touching these again? And the IV drips are an instant solution.
Gosh, I must try them out sometime.
You should.
But also, just I guess finally, do you think there's more people that are putting health first now? Like, is it because it seems to be much more the trend than before that people, it's important that people are embracing it as part of their lifestyle, aren't they? Like it's quite a priority.
Yeah, I mean, if statistics at the moment show us that 1 in 2 people will get cancer. Now, if you're facing that, and you're facing the fact that Alzheimer's is starting around the age of about 60, 62. If you have the knowledge and the money and the ability to live, not just how long do you live, but what is the quality of the life that you're living, why would you not invest in yourself? Ultimately, we've now understood that how we are is exactly how we show up.
Gosh, it's very insightful. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.